Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
All right, go ahead, Steve.
All right, Daniel Weichel, how are you doing today, sir?
Thank you, I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good, and it's always good to talk to you. It's a pleasure, and I know you've got a big fight coming up here with John Teixeira, and I want to get right into that by starting out with the fact that you're on a win streak again. Seems like when I talk to you, you're usually on a win streak. You've got a 3-fight one coming now, and this will be the 4th if you get the win over Teixeira. So how's the feeling right now in your camp and with you?
Oh, feelings are good. I had a great camp so far, really. I'm feeling the best shape of my life, and I can't wait for April 14th. Make it 4 in a row.
Yes, April 14th at the Budapest Sports Arena in Budapest. So what's it like getting to take a fight in Europe instead of traveling?
It's awesome. I can tell you, like, my last fight in Ireland it felt unreal. Like, just to fly for 2 hours and being at the venue, it's amazing. It's just a lot easier for me, even with also with the weight cut, and also I can bring some friends and fans and family with me, so it's a great support for me and a good energy. Yeah, and it's just easy to fly over in 2 hours.
And your last fight was in Dublin, that's right. I was thinking a little further back to Emmanuel Sanchez because coincidentally, I just talked to him last week and he still wants to get a rematch on that fight you had with him. He thinks he didn't lose.
No problem. We can do it again, and this time it won't go to the judges.
Did you have any thoughts when he missed weight for his fight on Friday? Because he seemed to think he was in line for a title shot, but I don't think you get one by missing weight.
Yeah, you have to be professional when you want to be when you want to have a title shot. You know, it's like that. You have to bring the 145 with no excuses. So. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it was that held him back from getting the weight. I don't know, but yeah, to become a title shot, you have to be professional. You have to make the weight, and you have to beat number 1 contenders like me, and I beat him, so I'm next in line.
I think you've got a good case for that, and I think this chance with John Teixeira could prove that because he's also a guy with a streak. He hasn't been beaten in like 5 years now. So what do you think of him as an opponent?
He's a tough guy, definitely. He comes from a good team in Brazil. He has aggressive fighting style. I really respect him as a fighter, but you know, he comes to take something away from me, and I won't let that happen. I trained so hard, and I don't let anybody take this chance for the belt, and even the belt taken away from me.
He's a known grinder. His last 5 fights have gone to a decision. So are you expecting a really drawn-out war with him in this fight?
I expect him to come forward aggressively, but you know, I don't want to make it look like a close fight. I want to dominate, and I want to dominate from the beginning till the end. And I'm always training to get the finish, and I know it's not always happened, but I'm working for the finish, and when I see my opening, I will go for that.
Well, you did mention the fight in Dublin earlier, and that was a very convincing finish in the first round with the arm triangle. So how satisfying was that after having a couple of fights that went to the distance to get such a dominating performance?
It was good. Especially, I like the atmosphere over there. It was like a great atmosphere in the stadium, and yeah, I wanted to put the pressure on him and show that I'm the number 1 of the division, and that finish fight.
Now, what do you think of this current logjam we have where it seems like in the featherweight division we've always got Patricio Freire and Daniel Straus and Patricio Freire? They're coming up on a 4th time again in just a couple of weeks. Yeah,
you know, I knew that this fight can happen, and I wasn't surprised that it did. But you know, I'm pretty sure that I will bring some fresh air in the division, especially in the contendership and in the title holder.
That's true. Now, if Freire gets the title back again, and you're the number 1 contender, as you've already stated, that means it's a rematch between you and him as well. So, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm open to. I welcome that fight. I know that I have all abilities to beat him, and I think I showed that in the first fight. Yeah, I took my lesson from it in the second round, and yeah, this made me stronger. And next time, this ain't gonna happen, and I will take the victory from him.
Yeah. Well, being there live, I have to admit, that's about as close as I had seen to seeing Pitbull be finished in the first round of a fight. If a couple more seconds, you would have had that.
Yeah, I know. So many times people talk with me about that fight, and yeah, what if there would be 2 more seconds, or what if? But there's no what if. As much as I wished there was, but you know, everything happens for a reason, and yeah, when I learned from that fight, this is a good lesson, and yeah, I won't lose my focus in any other fight again in the future.
It seems like that's something Daniel Strauss had to pick up on as well after a couple of fights with Pitbull. He had to learn to not lose his focus late in the fight because it was costing him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What?
Especially when it gets in the later rounds and your body is maybe a little bit more tired, you still have to keep the focus. I mean, that's not easy. It's not easy. It's easy to say, but it's not easy to do. You have to train that. You have to be concentrated on that. You have to have your inner focus all the time.
Well, that's one of the things I wanted to ask you, actually, as somebody that's been in the game as long as you have and has had as many fights as you have. Do you find that mental discipline comes to you pretty naturally now, or is it still something that you have to dedicate yourself to for every fight?
I think it's kind of getting a little bit more natural to have it, but it's also something you always have to work on. It's nothing that stays the same if you have it once. It's something you have to improve and something you have to be always looking for. Because if you don't, you get lazy, and it's getting a bad habit again and you lose your focus from time to time. You have always to work on it. Even if it gets more natural, you still have to be conscious and always work on that focus. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's another featherweight fight coming up on this same card as yours, Adam Boric and Anthony Taylor. Now, Anthony Taylor talks a better game than we've actually seen him fight, but what do you think of this fight coming up that's, probably not going to be as high prominent on the card as yours?
Yeah, I know this. I don't know. I don't focus too much on that fight, to be honest. Adam actually trained at our gym in MMA Spirit a couple of years ago. So I knew that he's a talented kid, and yeah, that's all I know about that fight,
So you expect he'll probably, even though it's not a fight that you're focused on, and obviously for good reason, you think Adam will probably go out there and do pretty well with Anthony then?
I think so. I don't know. I haven't checked him lately, but he's a talented kid, definitely. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with that fight.
Well, speaking of talented young people that are coming up in the sport, who is it that you're working with right now that maybe we'll be seeing in Bellator here in the near future?
Man, we have a lot of upcoming, not upcoming, they're already very good fighters, and they have built a good record here in Europe, like teammate Max Koger, he's German champion, also Saba Bolagi and Christian Ekelin. They are really, they will make speaking of them a lot in the future. They are really tough. They give me a hard time in training camp, and I can't wait to see them in another big promotion. We have Ivan Buchinger, who's a training partner of mine. He's already an M1, the featherweight champion. Yeah, and Stefan Pütz, also main training partner of mine, is also getting on his way to get the light heavyweight belt back. So it's a great gym, and I can't wait to see all guys getting getting better and better and into better promotions, high promotions.
Well, it seems like we're going to need a Bellator card in Germany then if we're going to get all these guys into a Bellator fight. We keep getting closer, but it seems like they're always going to the countries around and not to Germany itself. How hard are you campaigning for a Bellator show there?
Yeah, I'm always on it. I say, hey, you have to do some show in Frankfurt or somewhere in Germany, Berlin, Hamburg, Cologne. Would be awesome, you know. We have so many people in Germany who love the sport now, and MMA is growing in Germany, so it would be awesome also for me to be an ambassador for the sport and for the brand Bellator. I would love to be there and fight in front of my home country and my own people.
Yeah, I would love to make the trip over there to see that as well, because I've got some friends in Germany I could pay a visit, and I just need a good excuse. So let's get it done, Bellator. Let's get a fight in Frankfurt or somewhere in Germany soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Daniel, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Huge fight coming up with John Teixeira to prove who is the number one contender in the featherweight division. So what else would you like to plug or promote before I let you go today?
Hey, I want to thank all my fans out there coming to support me, giving me great messages, good energy on my social media accounts. Thanks a lot for that. I want to thank my sponsors like Fight Nature, Olymp Germany, and MMA Spirit for the amazing support. Of course, I want to thank my team. They get me ready, my training partners. They get me ready for the fight. On April 14th, I will bring the victory home for you.
That's right. April 14th at the Budapest Sports Arena in Budapest, Hungary. It's going to be an excellent card. You're not going to want to miss Daniel Weichel versus his opponent, John Teixeira, on the same card as Eduardo Dantas defends the bantamweight title against Leandro Higo. So, Daniel, thank you again for the time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.